Following on from the success of 2008, THQ Nuke partnered up to release 2009 and Legends of WrestleMania, which many consider to be a misstep in the series, but did they learn from their lesson? The SmackDown vs. Raw 2010, is it any better? Welcome to the training facility. This looks exactly like the OVW arena at the time, and as a result, this is a perfect area to learn the controls. So when you're loading up the game, you literally go from the initial loading screen to this arena, and you get a chance to play the game. This is a unique area where you can kind of do what you want. You can even kind of do your own little entrances and stuff if you really wanted to, I guess. But this is based on the OVW training facility, but they called it the SmackDown vs. Raw 2010 training facility. I kind of like what they were doing here, but yeah, you have options to do your, well, you have the ability here to do anything you want. So you can do quick grapples, you can do strikes, you can exit the ring by holding or pressing A near the ropes. You can jump on the apron apparently. There we are, so that is a tap. You can walk on the apron there, you can run, or you can move towards the other corner, I guess. I don't know how I did that. There we are. Oh, you just not run. There we are. If you walk around, there you are. And if you want to run on the apron, you can run. Yeah, you get the point. You can do the tick boxes and you can complete your training as you become a WWE legend. But that isn't what you're here for. You want to see the game. So this is going to be the Royal Rumble, which is a new feature for this game. Well, not that the Royal Rumble is new, but the implementation of the Royal Rumble is new in this game. So we're just doing a 10-man Royal Rumble here to start off the video. We have Christian Cage starting off against the Mayor of Knox County, Kane. And we have our first entrant already. We have Carlito was definitely floundering at this time. I think Epico and Primo were maybe debuting at this point, but I'm not entirely sure that Carlito was even with them at this point. But yes, it's cool to spit in the face of people who are not cool. That was Carlito's whole shtick, and still his shtick. Oh, and we have the big Indian giant very slowly lumbering his way into the ring. Just been added to 2K25 as DLC as well. The Great Khali, put respect on his name, making his way down to the ring. Christian, of course, famously coming off his ECW run during this game. He may even be ECW champion by the time this came out, but interesting time 2010, wasn't it? Because we had Jeff Hardy had left the company and Matt Hardy was doing his own kind of thing. Christian was very much in ECW, and even though he was brought in specifically to kind of boost ECW, they went out of their way to basically bury Christian at every possible given moment. Like even during his return, I think it was like Matt Striker or something was very much like, oh hey, it's Christian, isn't that cool? And I just never understood why are they like that. Oh, and the Great Khali eliminates Kane. At the same time, Christian eliminates Carlito. I said that in a really weird way. Actually, the way they were on the ropes, I thought they were all trying to get Kane out of the ring. As the golden one, Goldust, enters the fray. We have just met Goldust and tag teamed with him in her SmackDown Shut Your Mouth season mode. And he, maybe Goldust is going to take us to the tag team championships, but in this Royal Rumble though, he's almost immediately eliminated by the Great Khali and Christian. So there's another entrant coming out. Oh my god, it's a referee! The referee's coming out. July 25th, me and Donkey93 are hosting a 3-day charity event raising money for St. Columba's Hospice. We're going to be doing lots of cool activities like interviewing staff members at the hospice, playing lots of games, completing lots of challenges, and who knows what else disgusting, degenerate stuff we're going to get into. But if you want to get involved, click the QR link on the screen or check the link in the descriptions. Again, that is over the weekend of July the 25th, and I hope to see you there. Oh my god. If anyone's going to be impartial in this Royal Rumble, it's going to be that damn referee as he makes his way into the Royal Rumble here. Oh my god, the referee comes in and eliminates, he lays down the law, he instantly eliminates the Great Khali and goes straight for Christian. You couldn't make this shit up. I cannot believe that there's a referee in this Royal Rumble. I think I have a modded save that may have some characters, some nefarious characters that aren't supposed to be in the game. Talking of nefarious characters, who is that? Michael Cole? The Cole Train! He's making his way to the Royal Rumble. Well, this is easily... Business just picked up. This is easily the best Royal Rumble of all time. We've got a referee in there who's just been eliminated by Christian Cage. And we have the Cole Train taking down Christian. Obviously, hands down, this is the best Royal Rumble of all time. I almost said WrestleMania instinctively there. Mr. WrestleMania making his way into the Royal Rumble. And I love how in this game as well, you have like special entrances for certain characters during the Royal Rumble. Michael Cole eliminating Christian Cage. That's not... Oh my god, and Hogan must pose, brother. Brother. Well, Shawn Michaels making his way to the ring. As I was saying, I love that during Royal Rumbles, certain characters like The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, and I think maybe some others have special entrances that they do their like poses as they come out to the ring. I think especially with the ramp camera, like the camera that faces the stage, it's so cool to see the characters make their way down to the ring and do their poses, get their pyro, and it's definitely something that could be added to current games. I hate to rag on the current games, but like, you know, maybe they should do it. Triple H, they're spitting the water as he came out there. I don't know if you saw that, but Triple H coming out with the water bottle and doing the spit as he enters the Royal Rumble. It's just so cool. It's such a little detail and I love it. I haven't even explained what's so good about this Royal Rumble, right? They added in just new minigames. So instead of being able to be thrown over the top rope or any kind of like struggle, there's a new like kind of minigame where you have to hit the bar in the sequence. You have to hit the line in the middle and you have to mash certain buttons as they light up and stuff. It's very, very cool. I feel like this is like breakneck pace, right? I'm trying to explain the game and I didn't really get a chance to explain anything, but Shawn Michaels is being eliminated as we have the final entrant entering the ring here. Triple H and Michael Cole squaring off as The Miz runs towards the ring. Look at this cutscene here. This is very cool. Final three entering the ring. This is one of these men is going to WrestleMania 25 to face, I don't know who the WWE champion is in this game. Randy Orton, maybe? Didn't Triple H and Randy Orton face for the world title, the WWE title? At WrestleMania 25, it was Cena, Edge, and Big Show, so it was probably Edge who was the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. I'm not sure. Either way, The Miz going for Michael Cole, Triple H. Triple H is not very cool here, trying to pull rank and eliminate Michael Cole. The Cole Train, though, holds on. I think he's the only person to have survived an elimination in this match. Of course, it is Michael Cole to have survived an elimination here at the Royal Rumble. I'm not even sure if that video got published, but there was a video I did where it was a elimination chamber tournament. I'm not even sure the video made it to the channel, but genuinely, Michael Cole in the WWE 12 version of Elimination Chamber, Michael Cole had won that match. He's DLC in that game. And he made it all the way to 2K24 or 5, and he won the whole damn thing. So Michael Cole, unfortunately, not able to make it that far this time. We're down to our final two here, The Miz and Triple H in the main event of WrestleMania, or one of them's going to the main event of WrestleMania. But which one? This has to be The Miz's rookie year, right? I don't remember him being in 2009, but it wouldn't surprise me if he was. The Miz was in ECW at this time, and he looked like a tit. I don't know what he's wearing here, but it's not a good look by any stretch of the imagination. Triple H looking pretty good though at this time, or at least in the video game. The Miz in his 3/4 lengths, not great, and he's over the top ropes. There go the golden sledgehammer comes out once more. Triple H wins the Royal Rumble and is going to the main event of WrestleMania. So that was the gameplay, but let's talk about some of the game modes. So it's quite easy to see the game modes in this game. So you've got My WWE, that extends into kind of more of the managerial side of it. So you can assign some of the wrestler stats, you can create rivals for the first time ever, which I think affects things like universe mode. The highlight reel also returns, and you have tag team management where you can create tag teams and assign, you know, whatever else you need to assign. You also have access to the Road to WrestleMania. So again, this year features the Road to WrestleMania. This is the second year to have it. And as such, this is the first game to feature a created superstar Road to WrestleMania. I can't remember the story that is in this one, but that's a good excuse to play it, right? Of course, we do have season mode Sundays. We're currently playing SmackDown Shut Your Mouth, but that's not to say Road to WrestleManias won't pop up occasionally. That's not to say that Road to WrestleMania won't pop up occasionally. I won't be doing them all as one go, but there will be sporadic episodes or sporadic stories here and there as we play Road to WrestleMania. There's also a story here involving Edge. I feel like Edge was in the previous year. I can't remember. There's one storyline in Road to WrestleMania that involves like Edge being the general manager, and I feel like it might be this game, but I can't remember exactly. There's also a Shawn Michaels storyline. I think the Shawn Michaels storyline actually kind of parallels some of the real life stuff that was going on, and I think it was purely accidental. I'm pretty sure Shawn is trying to retire, and he ends up facing JBL at WrestleMania, and I can't remember if he does retire or not. It's one of those things where it weirdly mimicked like what was happening at the time. There's the Brand Warfare storyline, which is John Cena and Triple H, and it is a single player or a co-op storyline. Weirdly, it does involve like the Multiversal Championship. I don't know if you ever played 2010 and you do remember that, but I'm pretty sure that there's like a Raw, SmackDown, and ECW title that's created, and it's called like the Multiversal Championship or something really stupid like that. But I appreciate that they want to create like a custom championship for that storyline. We also have the Randy Orton storyline, which I think parallels what really happened that year with Randy Orton and Legacy. So it involves Cody Rhodes, Ted DiBiase, and Randy Orton as a team from the Royal Rumble all the way up to WrestleMania, and it culminates, I'm pretty sure it culminates, in a triple threat match with Legacy, which is very cool because that actually did happen that year. And the final story here, you can't see it just behind my head there, is Mickie James, and the women's story in this game is fantastic, and it is great because the storyline writer, I think Justin Leeper, I think his name is, he predicted the Women's Royal Rumble years before it happened. Because this storyline involves Mickie James going to, not even just Mickie James, but there's a Women Royal Rumble in this storyline, and it leads to WrestleMania. This is a great storyline. So maybe we should play that as well on the channel. There's also a career mode here, but I don't remember 2010 having a career mode. Oh my god, I think my Xbox completely died there. Wow, I've never seen that happen before. Yeah, that screen gave me nightmares because it actually looked like the 2009 career mode, and it probably is just the same. If the game is going to keep crashing like that, I ain't touching it. So if that is what happens when you start career mode in this game, I'm not touching that. I think I'm avoiding the big one, but it's worth talking about, right? So the new thing for this game, in fact, before we even talk about Story Designer, I'm not putting it off, I swear. This game's branding was all about creating your own universe. In fact, I've just realized this game doesn't seem to have universe. Oh, of course no, because universe started in 2011. This game doesn't have universe mode, but with things like Rivals, you can kind of have like random cutscenes play out during the match. Maybe not cutscenes, but you have people running in during the show, during the match that you're playing in exhibition. Okay, so let's talk about it. This is your universe, this is your story, and this was the whole branding for this game in particular. So before I talk about Story Designer, Create Mode does exist, and the new thing for this year is Superstar Threads. There's also a paint tool, which I think allowed you to create custom logos, which is very, very cool. But Superstar Threads allows you to pick a character. This is so antiquated compared to what is available nowadays in the WWE games. But if you go to someone like a Batista, and you can actually customize elements of their character model. Not the character model, the attire that they're wearing. So let's say Batista came out wearing blue, right? Blue Tista, and you can actually choose the colors, right? So, okay, we can't choose. Oh, sorry, that's the Trunks design. So if we do Trunks, we make them blue. I don't even remember like if that's what it looks like, but this is in my memory. This is what Blue Tista looked like as he was doing his little wave as he left, right? But yeah, this is very easy to create a custom. Well, it's not a custom character. You can't change anything that they're wearing, but you can change the colors. And honestly, that was like enough. And you can save it as an attire for that character, right? So let's just save it as costume. And if I remember correctly, it doesn't take up a character slot. It just takes up like an attire slot for each character. So you can really make quite a few of these, and it doesn't affect or create superstars. I could be wrong about that. I'm just saying, just how I remember it. You also have create a finisher returning, more entrances, create an entrance move. Yeah, that must be new this year. I thought it was in the previous year, but you're able to use things like highlight reel to create your own custom entrance movie that your characters can come out to, and it's really good for like custom characters. And of course, let's talk about the big boy, Story Designer. To be honest, we could actually do a limited series on Story Designer. I really want to, especially for like, I think it made its way all the way to 2K14. It was one of those casualties of 2K15 just removing everything. I don't even remember if Story Designer's in the PS3 version of 2K15. I would imagine it's probably not. But with that being said, this is the Story Designer. This feature allows you to create your own stories for you to play or post on the community creations. To get started, select a show that you want to create and add your own customized scenes and matches. It's just that simple, and it genuinely is that simple. So essentially you have what I used to do a lot is you do have access to the full calendar. You do have 500 slots to use up. So if you well, saying that, the scene count, 500 scene count is pretty impressive, to be honest. You can make a pretty good story out of that. But what I used to do was I genuinely used to create like whole shows. I used it as like a create a pay-per-view mode, or create your own road to WrestleMania is probably the biggest thing, right? So if we just go to like the Royal Rumble, for example, right? So this will be the easiest way to do it. I'll put myself, yeah, let's go to the Royal Rumble. We edit it, so then we can create a scene. I remember doing I used to do the show intro, because you can do... Oh, I thought you used to be able to do your own pay-per-view pyro intro, but I guess not. You can only select certain intros for certain shows, so I guess we won't do an intro, but you could do... let's just do an old school pose, I guess. It's a promo with... I don't know, let's do a promo with Batista, right? So I am finding out here that 2010 is very prone to crashing, so... Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to have very much luck with Story Designer, but I guess you kind of get the gist of it. I'm sorry that you didn't really get to see very much, but I think it is just going to keep crashing on me. But you can literally set up like whole promos, you can type out whole dialogues, you can change things that happen, you can set sounds to play, you can set so many things in Story Designer. It's not going to work here for me for some reason, so how about we look at it in the next game, 2011. I'm going to do this next segment with a fan on the background because it is so warm here that I'm genuinely struggling. So let's go for the roster that is available in SmackDown vs. Raw 2010. Bear in mind that I do have a modded game save here, so it's probably not entirely accurate to what actually is in the game, but I do have a list of the full roster, so I don't have access, even though it's a modded game save, I don't have access to all of the locked characters. I don't know why they didn't unlock that in the game save, but we can have a look at some of them here. So we have Batista, Beth Phoenix, Big Show. I think this is Bob Orton, although Veronica, I'm not really sure if that's Bob Orton or not. Either way, we have the Brian Kendrick, Brie Bella, Carlito, Chavo Guerrero, Chris Jericho. I just realized that Carlito is the tag team champions as well. You can't see it behind my face, but Chavito is the Cruiserweight Championship. Jericho, weirdly, is the WCW World Heavyweight title. I don't know what that's all about. We have Christian as the ECW champion as well. CM Punk is here as an overall 90 as well. Jesus. Cody Rhodes at an 82. We have a doctor. There's a doctor in the house. Dolph Ziggler. Underneath Dolph Ziggler is a locked character that is Dusty Rhodes. I think Dusty appears in one of the Road to WrestleManias, probably the Randy Orton one. We have Edge, Evan Bourne. Edge is the World Heavyweight Champion as well. Underneath Evan Bourne, we have a couple of locked characters here. So is this... Okay, so one of these I think is Eve Torres, and the other one is Ezekiel Jackson. So Eve Torres may be part of the women's, the Mickie James Road to WrestleMania, and Ezekiel Jackson must be part of an ECW storyline. We have Festus returning. We have Fit Finlay, Gail Kim. Weirdly, not an unlock. I would have thought Gail Kim was a locked character, but apparently not. And we have Goldust, our bestie. The Great Khali appears here. It's not an alpha. The webs. So SmackDown Hotel has the roster in alphabetical order, but not in the way that you would expect. The people with the appear at the end, whereas in the games they always ignore the. They always ignore the prefix, the prefix. I don't know how to pronounce that. So yeah, we have the Great Khali, and I think this locked character here is Green, as in the moveset character Green, the guy that you can do your movesets with. Hornswoggle is an unlockable manager in the game, but you can't play as him. But this mod does allow you to play as Hornswoggle. So we have Jack Swagger, JBL, Jeff Hardy. Okay, so Jeff is in the game. He's on SmackDown. Matt's on ECW, I'm pretty sure. So This must be just before he left. But good to know that Jeff is still in the game. We have Jerry Lawler here. Jerry, I don't think is part of the base game. He's just part of the mod. So that means that this character here must be Jesse. Why is Jesse a locked character? Okay, that doesn't seem right. I mean, maybe it is Jesse. I don't know. Seems odd. We have Jim Ross. He is, of course, a modded character and not part of the base roster. We have John Cena with an overall 95, John Morrison, JTG, one half of Crime Time, Justin Roberts, who is part of the mod, obviously. Kane appears here. Kelly in her expose apparently appears in way more games than I would have expected that she appeared in at this given time, although she has moved up in the world from ECW to Raw. Kofi Kingston is here. He's making me crazy at this point in time. We have Lillian Garcia, who is modded. She's not actually part of the base roster, unfortunately. Maria, Mark Henry. Maurice is the Divas champion. We have Matt Hardy, who's listed here as SmackDown, but I just he's got the tights with the key on it, which just screams like ECW to me. Matt Striker, part of the mod. I'm pretty sure Matt Striker is not part of the base game. We also have Melina, who is the women's champion. Interesting. So maybe at this point, I don't remember, but maybe at this point the Divas belt was on Raw and the women's belt was on SmackDown. I don't remember that, but I'll take your word for it. Michael Cole, the Cole Train, appearing here as part of our modded roster. We have Michelle McCool, Mickey James, Mike Knox. This locked character, I believe, is the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, senior, anyway. Then we have The Miz in his rookie year. Mr. Kennedy appearing. This is going to be Mr. McMahon, Vince McMahon, that is. And then we have MVP, Natalia, Nikki Bella, Primo, another half of the tag team champions. So no Epico. Is Epico not in the game? No Epico, just Primo and Carlito. Fair enough. We got R-Truth. Oh, sorry, MVP is the United States champion, by the way. So that's a thing. Randy Orton is the WB. Randy Orton is the WWE champion at this time. I'm pretty sure that this locked character is red, as in the red character model that you test your moveset with. You also have a referee who appeared in the we also have the referee that appeared in that Royal Rumble, but he is, of course, sadly part of the modded roster. We have Rey Mysterio. He's looking a bit like his WWE All-Stars render here. He's pretty large, although he does hold the Intercontinental Championship. So there's a locked character here besides Santino Marella, but I have no idea who it is because the game doesn't show. So maybe it's The Rock? I'm looking for the list. I have no idea. I can only think of it maybe being The Rock, but not entirely sure. We got Santino Marella here. Shad Gaspard, rest in peace. Shane McMahon, not part of the base roster. He's modded in. We have Shawn Michaels, Mr. WrestleMania himself. Gold-haired, the gold standard. There we are. The gold standard ECW Shelton Benjamin. He was so good at this time. I managed to get the Stone Cold Steve Austin DLC. Now, sadly, as part of the pre-order bonus for this game, Stone Cold is only available as a pre-order bonus. I don't know how to phrase things nowadays, which is lame because even though he's part of the game, he's on the disc, and obviously nowadays the servers are offline. It's so hard to get a hold of Stone Cold, but thankfully with my my Xbox 360, I was able to get that on there. We also have Taz, part of the modded roster. Ted DiBiase Jr., Todd Grisham as part of the mod. Tommy Dreamer, amazingly, making it into the base game as the hardcore champion, no less. Tony Chimmel, also part of the mod. We had Triple H, who just won our Royal Rumble. This is Trish Stratus, who I can only assume is part of the Mickey James Road to WrestleMania. We have Umanga. We also have The Undertaker there. Vladimir Kozlov and William Regal. Whenever I see Vladimir Kozlov, I do always think of I love WWE. And then whenever I see Umaga, I also think Umanga. So, you know what? Sometimes the silly stuff sticks and it actually gets people over. So if you're ever watching WWE and you think, man, that guy's really goofy, why is he doing silly stuff? It works. It genuinely works. In typical fashion here, I just want to end the video on another match. You'll have noticed as well that Batista is looking very blue. Of course, he is wearing the custom outfit that we made for him, which actually looks different in the light. I thought the logo looked a bit odd in the Superstar Threads, but you can see here it actually looks really cool in the ring, I think. So Superstar Threads, awesome, by the way. Like, obviously I appreciate the customization you can do now, especially with being able to change people's whole costumes, but being able to change the colors is sometimes all you need, and it's so simple that like you can't really mess it up. And especially if I'm right, I might be wrong, but if I am right and it doesn't take away from Create Superstar parts and it just has its own little save area, then I think that's also very good, because it means that you can pretty much create Superstar Threads for most wrestlers on the roster and you don't really have to worry about eating into your custom characters. You'll have noticed there that Jeff Hardy did pull out a kendo stick. That's because this is no, it's not an elimination, it's an Extreme Rules Fatal 4-Way. Although I just realized that Fatal 4-Way is no DQ anyway, so probably didn't need to do Extreme Rules, but Extreme Rules Fatal 4-Way at WrestleMania. I wanted to showcase some of the models that I haven't really had a chance to use yet. 2010's featured on a couple of my other kind of videos that I do on the channel. It's appeared especially on the, oh man, the game's moving in slow motion as Matt pulls out a bin, trash can as it were. But there's been a couple videos. I think I did a video where I played every single SmackDown versus Raw in one video, and I think it has appeared on some of the, it would have definitely appeared on the Cody John Cena video, maybe the Orton Cena one as well. That one was a long video. But yeah, it's definitely appeared, or 2010 especially has appeared in quite a few of these not retrospectives. This is a retrospective, but like, you know what I mean, the other videos on the channel. I appreciate that these guys are really going for weapons as well. It's been a very prop friendly match here, as we've seen some extreme moments so far. Brought in some weapons, and we're seeing Jeff getting smashed against the steel steps there by Stone Cold DLC Stone Cold Steve Austin nonetheless. That fan is offering a guitar as Matt drills Batista in the middle of the ring there with a sledgehammer. And already between the three games, right? Well, I say three, but let's just go from 2008, right? So 2007 still feels like SmackDown vs. Raw. 2008, huge graphical increase, I'd say. I think graphically it looks amazing. Presentation-wise, they did a great job, but my god, does the game run so slowly. 2009, great improvement as well. Like, graphically quite similar to 2008, maybe slightly better. It's hard to notice, but when you see them side by side, you'll notice that they are slightly different. But then 2010, gameplay wise, I don't know, I've really come around to it. I think if it wasn't for the weird camera angle, and I talk about this all the time, I don't know if anybody even knows what I'm talking about. Sometimes when you're playing this game, it doesn't happen so much in these matches, but it will happen in single player matches, like one-on-one single matches. The camera like changes position all the time, so it'll go from this side of the ring to the other side of the ring, and it just kind of rotates the ring, and I've never really been a big fan of it. I don't know why I don't like it, but I feel like either the broadcast position or the ramp camera is perfect. I really like the ramp camera because you get to see the stage and it feels like a different arena. Batista taking out all three people there. It was amazing. But yeah, I don't know, I just don't like the other angles, especially the angle that faces towards the if we're looking to the ring now, it faces the right, so it faces like commentators in the background. I don't know why I don't like that camera angle. I didn't like it when ECW did it either, but there's just something about this this game. This match is totally fine. It doesn't seem to do it on multi-man matches, but whatever. I'm just ranting. I'll stop ranting. I say stop ranting, but like the whole point of the video is for me to rant about old times, right? Well, let's talk about my personal experience with this game. I remember I was in 2010. I was 2 years away from finishing high school. I don't know what that is in American, but I guess I was in my 5th year of high school. No, my 4th year of high school. And yeah, I don't remember playing this a lot with my brother. Like, I talk about him a little bit on the channel, but by this time I think he had kind of stopped playing these games. There was no modes specifically for him, and I think some of the gameplay systems maybe left him slightly behind, right? The control systems were getting slightly more complicated, I guess. The roster, I think, is definitely thinning. Like, you can certainly like the era, and that's totally fine, but I don't particularly fondly remember this game for its roster. There's a couple of standout guys in the roster, but the fact that they had to put, well, not had to, but the fact that they put Stone Cold Steve Austin behind DLC pre-order bonus is super shady to start with. But the fact that like there are no real hard hitters elsewhere on the roster is kind of a shame. In saying that though, I think WWE was very much in a rebuilding phase at this point, right? Because this is a Vince McMahon WWE, and Vince McMahon's time or mantra at this time was very much there is one key guy, there is one main guy in the company, and that's that. And that was of course John Cena. That's not to say there weren't other main eventers, but they weren't allowed to get to the level that Cena was at. So even though Edge was doing amazing work this time, Triple H was also doing amazing work, Shawn Michaels also doing amazing work, they just weren't allowed to really break free. Stone Cold almost getting the 3 count there, arguing with the referee. And the kind of point I'm trying to make of the roster here is like you've got a lot of really young guys on there. You've got the Brian Kendrick, you got Legacy. Oh my god, Stone Cold just won the match while I was talking there, but yeah, you got a lot of young guys on there, blah blah blah, whatever, who cares. Congratulations, Stone Cold. Wait, this was a tag team match? This was a tag team match? I thought it was a fail 4-way. What the fuck is wrong with me? Why did I not put Jeff and Matt together? What? That's going to be it for SmackDown vs. Raw 2010. Tell me about your favorite memories down below in the comments. I think beyond Road to WrestleMania, it wasn't one that I played too much. I did really like Story Designer, but I don't think I really delved into it as much as I probably would have. Maybe just due to the fact the roster wasn't very good. I mean, Community Creations did take off this year. They were definitely building like an online infrastructure with Community Creations. So 2010 was kind of foundational. It's a really behind the scenes there's a lot of improvements, but on the surface there just isn't too much there. So that's gonna be us. If you did enjoy the video, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a great day. Bye for now.